One of the most common questions I get is how can I make money with my podcast? And while sponsorship is usually the thing people think about first, it's not the only way. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to Podcast Workflows, where you get daily tips to improve your process, grow your show, and maybe even make some money. Each week, I also do a daily dive into the process of the world's most successful podcasters and reveal their tools, processes, and systems to help you simplify the production of your own show and reclaim hours in your day. You can improve your own podcast production process by seeing how the pros do it. I'm Joe Casabona, and today we're going to talk about how to make money with your podcast. Again, this is a common question I get, but what most people don't realize is sponsorship isn't the only way. So for today's daily tip, I want to share with you my SMASH framework, 5 ways you can make money with your podcast. S is for sponsorship. This is the most common way that people think of to monetize their podcast because it's the most visible. You get a company or a brand to give you money in order to advertise on your show. And this could work across the board, really. If you have an audience that aligns to the same audience that a brand is looking to reach, then you can get sponsored. But you do need to have a sales process in place and some ideas, and you need to be willing to do cold outreach. M is for membership. Another commonly known way to monetize, because this is almost as visible. Any podcaster is going to try these 2 things first. So instead of asking potential sponsors, you ask your listeners to directly support the show, usually in exchange for some members-only benefits. This is going to work if you have a very big following or if you have a very engaged following. And it could be either. If you have a core group of 100 fans who are willing to pay you $5, $10, maybe even $20 a month, then maybe the membership is worth it for you. But if you have a very small, unengaged audience, this is not going to work. What could work is the A in SMASH, affiliate links. This is the lowest barrier to entry, but it may take time to get a decent income. You sign up for affiliate programs of products you commonly recommend, and then you get a cut of each sale from the people who click your link at no extra cost to the purchaser. What you want to do here is find 2, 3, or 4 affiliate programs that pay out well. Don't just sign up for Amazon affiliates because you need to do a lot of volume to make any appreciable amount of money. But for a affiliate program like, say, ConvertKit, where they give you 30% of all of the recurring revenue for 2 years, that can add up. Then you'll want to repeat the link, create a custom link for the show so you can say it on the show, and make sure to have that link in the description. Of course, always make sure that you're doing affiliate disclosures. The second S in SMASH is selling, and this is selling products or services. I feel like this is the least used way to make money with a podcast. You using the podcast to prove your expertise can sell directly to your audience. This is another reason why using the podcast to build your list is so important, because it's a little easier to directly sell to a warmed up mailing list than hoping the person who is hearing the call to action for the episode they're listening to is just going to go off and spend money. But the idea here is that you are positioning yourself as an expert, as an authority with your podcast, and that will get people to know, like, and trust you. Similarly, the H in SMASH is helping, and this is helping people through coaching, consulting, and courses. You're going to use your podcast to land consulting clients, coaching clients, and sell your online courses because you are building that know, like, and trust factor. This could be a little easier than selling just a product or service because you can have a podcast that does exactly what your helping service does. For example, sometimes on this podcast, I will do live coaching calls to show potential customers and listeners how I help people with their podcast. So you're showing, not just telling. Naturally, you're not just locked into one here, but understanding your options will help you craft your episodes and your call to action. It will also help you figure out where to spend the time, your time, because if you think that sponsorships are not good for you, well, then you shouldn't spend time trying to get sponsors. If you are not getting the listenership required to have members, then you shouldn't be putting time and effort into a membership. Now, in the description for this episode, I will link to a PDF of my Smash framework. You can get that at podcastworkflows.com/smash as well. And these aren't the only 5 ways to make money. There's merchandise and maybe doing some high ticket item things, but these are 5 ways that you could start implementing today. All right, that is it for this episode. Let me know which method sounds best to you. You can find me on X, formerly Twitter, at @jcasabona, or reach out on LinkedIn. I'm Joe Casabona. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, I can't wait to see what you make.